JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 30th of November 2022. So welcome everyone, welcome to this Wednesday's morning session. Welcome to the last actually trading day of November, guys. So yeah, before we go further, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So yep, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFDbrokers.com website, which you can always check out for more information about us. So, now then guys, let's jump into the charts. Quick update on Nikkei. I'll run through a few instruments that I looked at recently, of course, so just to see how everything's getting along. So, and also do apologize for my voice a little bit. Yeah, I just have a little cold. But anyway, guys, looking at this picture here, you can see that we have finally broken the lower side of the rising wedge. Okay, that's of course that's great, wonderful. However, I would have preferred this one to actually stay below the 27,900 zone, but as you can see, it climbed back up. So this kind of it raises a few concerns here, and I think this will force me to re-look at some levels. And basically, I think that I need to scrap that 27,900 level because, again, it's showing that it's not working. So if it's not working, then we have to do something about it. Now, one thing for sure is the 21-day EMA is doing a good job right now. It's providing support, and yep, we're seeing that kind of hold up here above that 21-day EMA. So yes, we saw a false breakout, but that's okay. In order for me to go further south, I would say I need to see a drop below that 21-day EMA, and I would like to see the index, the body of this daily candle staying below it in order to go further south. However, my problem with this further south idea is that, well, maybe it's not actually ready to go lower yet. However, again, it's a tricky one. However, I'm not really positive on this as well because I need to see a push above this barrier, so at least, and then yeah, we could go a little bit more to the upside. But long story short, guys, at the moment I think it's going to be like a bit of a waiting game. Look, we did move nicely initially when I said that if we fall back below this 28,282, then I'll consider a move towards the lower side of this rising wedge, which we've managed to achieve, so that's great. And now at this point I will say let's take a bit of a pause. Shanghai Composite very quickly on that one. This one's okay, struggling with that 3,145 level. So in order for me to go higher, I need a better move here because I need that daily candle staying above this. And if I'm gonna continue getting this, this is just kind of gonna keep me very, very cautiously bullish. Again, at this point, yes, the fact that we're still holding above the 100-day EMA, that is a positive. However, the fact that we're struggling with this 3,145 level, although we did overshoot it a few times, that's kind of raising concerns for me as well. So, I'm not saying that I'm bearish on this one, but well, my bearishness would come on a break back below this 21-day EMA. Now, ASX 200. Okay. I've reached my target, although I have given up on it a little bit, but eventually, yeah, it reached my target, 7,269. Great. Now what? Look, I talked about this and I said that if we push through this and stay above this barrier, then yes, I'll go higher. I'll initially aim for that 7,348, or even better, the 7,416 territory right there. So, long story short, I would like to get a nice move here to the downside if, of course, if we do break this upside line and we fall below the 7,177 territory for now. That's my target for now in terms of the downside. Of course, we're examining the upside, obviously, but again, I'm going slowly on this because we did get already quite a decent up move, I would say, from around the beginning of October. So for the past 2 months, we have been climbing higher. Now the question, can December be a positive one as well? Well, let's wait and see. At the moment, yes, we will be aiming higher, but again, not excluding any turnaround suddenly or something. Be careful with that, guys. In terms of the economic calendar today, guys, of course, everybody will be watching the Fed Chair Powell speech. Check out your economic calendars for the timing. That's going to be like very late in the evening in Europe here, but in the US during daytime. So, or actually, yeah, actually after lunch already. So, keep your eyes on that one. We also have today the US GDP numbers, preliminary ones, of course, so to keep that in mind as well. ADP non-farm employment change as well. And if we do have on Wednesday ADP non-farm employment change, that means what do we have on Friday? Correct, non-farm payrolls. Yeah, there's a lot of data coming out today actually, and a lot of preliminary data. So we might see maybe the market jumping around a little bit, and of course the fact that it's the last trading day of this month, that also could, play its role. So long story short, coming back to the ASX 200, those are the levels. Let's see how they're going to play out. Nasdaq 100 declined. Look at this. We fell below the 21-day EMA and stayed below this 11,519 territory. So this, of course, forces me to be a little bit more bearish. However, the cash index right now is just kind of bang on that level, maybe just slightly below it, fractionally below it. But look, I said before, and I'm going to stick to my rule at the moment. If we continue to trade below that 21-day EMA and below, somewhere below this 11,519 territory, I will go lower, and probably my arrow has to be a little bit higher here, somewhere up until here, 11,177 approx. I've looked at this level before. It could be an interesting level this time again, so keep that in mind, because we also have here, we have this upside line again, very tentative one. Look, it might overcome this barrier, maybe could go lower, but let's not tease this too much. This is what the market, it's the market's job to tease us, but let's not tease it, and let's, like I said, let's just aim for this area first, and let's see if we can reach that. The whole outlook, this downside, short-term downside outlook might change if we pop above the 11,866 territory right there. Now, Dow Jones Industrial Average, looking at this picture here, yep, look, I'm still with the same game plan, sticking to that. I need to see a nice good push above the 34,281 territory, somewhere around here. If we do push above it, then yes, I will go higher. In terms of the downside scenario, well, the downside scenario for me could come on a break back below this downside line and below these this area somewhere around the 33,300. It's not the exact level, but just roughly around here, because at the same time we could get a drop below the 21-day EMA. So yeah, keep that in mind, guys. Jumping into the German index DAX, look, this one declined. I mean, look, so far everything's working out perfect here. I talked about this, and I said before that if we do drop back below the 14,440, I will go to the downside, and well, this is what it did. It moved lower yesterday. However, the cash index right now is giving us a little bit of a different picture. It's trying to climb back up. Look, maybe this scenario could be working out now already. So because look, I talked about this idea of maybe a possible rebound if the index stays somewhere above this upside support line taken from the low the 13th of October. However, this upside line gets broken, then we will go, well, not will, but might go lower. Look at this one. Look at this one. It finally made that pop, and there we go. We popped above this downside line, and yeah, and we stayed above it as well. So this Fibonacci can go away. We didn't kind of really drop below this upside line, and instead we broke the downside one, and we moved forward here to the upside. So long story short, at the moment, as long as it stays above this upside line and this downside line, I am aiming higher, and I think I will be a moment where I'll have to get rid of this upside line, because I think that it might go a little bit higher, you know, then might break this upside line, then drift lower, test the downside line from above, and then rebound from it and push higher again. So again, we've seen this happening a few times, so let's see if that's going to be the case. But at the moment, let's keep it short and simple. As long as it stays above this downside line, I am aiming for my next target at 75 points, at 7,578. DXY, the dollar index. This one, yeah, to be honest, not much is happening here. So maybe Jerome Powell's speech, you know, could move it a little bit here. However, at this point, I'm not really doing much with it, so I'm just observing the price action. I'm sticking to my levels. As I said before, for the upside, I need to see a push above the 108 territory. Quite conservative here, and for the downside, I need to see a drop, and I need to see the index staying below the 200-day EMA, and then we could consider, yeah, further decline. Gold. Gold is, look at this, look at this. I talked about this yesterday. I said that, hey, maybe we're having a nice falling channel here, which could also be seen as a possible bullish flag. Now, what I said to you before that, and if we do see this as a bullish flag, then yes, certain confirmation breaks are required, and that seems that at the moment we are on the right track. However, let's not rush into anything. For now, gold is popping. Yes, it's moving higher as we speak, but we need that confirmation break above that 1759 territory. So can we get that? Well, let's wait and see. At the moment, I will stick to my plan, and I'll say that, look, if we continue to respect the borders of this falling channel, then we could still see some downside. However, it's becoming very tempting here for the bulls. Let's see, maybe they're going to be like more impatient and will start attacking earlier. But if that's the case, yeah, and if that's the case, then yeah, we could see this one popping further north, maybe even towards the highest point of November. And I don't think that we're going to reach this, you know, overshoot this level today in this one day, but the highest point of November is 1786. Yeah, maybe we could reach that. Silver. Silver is interesting as well because, look, unlike gold with a bullish channel, silver is forming something of a kind of triangle, I would say, right here. So on the short-term perspective, it's something like this. Let me just put this on the chart. There we go. And if we take a look at this, of course, we're also above this upside line. So basically, there's some potential for the upside here as well. However, I will remain at my, I'll stick to my rules. 21.62, that's what I'm looking at for some upside. Oil. This one is not doing much, to be honest. I mean, it's just stuck here. So yeah, we rebounded yesterday. Great, we remain kind of the same level. So I think the same game plan remains valid. As I talked yesterday, I said that, look, we need to see a break of this downside line and a push somewhere above this 82.10, because at the same time we would climb above the 21-day EMA and more buyers could join in. For the downside, we need to see a drop somewhere below the 76.28, approximately around here, and we would need to see the daily candle staying below it, not only just kind of, you know, giving us a false breakout as it did here on Monday, but, you know, giving us like a better, more clear move. Ethereum is quite interesting here as well, because, look, with Ethereum, I would say it's giving us that move. I talked about this, and I said that, if you remember, I said I was looking at this downside line and said if it's going to break, we might go higher, but then we might revisit it from above, and we can rebound. This is like that typical scenario that always kind of happens. Well, sorry, not always, most of the time happens, but let's see if we can have enough energy, if the bulls have actually enough energy to drive this one all the way towards that 1350 level right here. That's my target. I know that the 100-day EMA looks a little bit more attractive, but let me just first aim for that one. If we clear this and go for that 100-day EMA, okay, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I mean, I'll aim for that, but at this point, I'll just aiming for that 1,350 territory. AUDUSD, so just jumping into a few pairs very quickly. AUDUSD, I talked about this and I said that, look, I'm taking a very conservative approach here and I'm waiting for a clear breakout here through one of these levels, and yeah, so far I'm not getting that, but what I'm getting here is that we could be stuck in a triangle pattern right there. So we could be stuck in a triangle pattern, and if we do break out through it, then maybe that could signal a further directional trend, further short-term directional trend. Look, the prevailing trend before getting into that triangle pattern was to the upside. So normally, according to all the TA rules, so this could lead to a breakout to the upside. But look, I don't want to rush into anything. I mean, I need that confirmation break because we've seen this happening the opposite way a few times. AUDCHF, I talked about this one yesterday, and look at this. I mean, I said that, hey, maybe we're forming a descending triangle. Maybe not. Maybe this is not going to be seen as a descending triangle. Excuse me. But we are getting that break of this downside line. And I'm not saying that, this is it. This is from where we're going to go higher. We might. But as long as we stay above that downside line, if we're going to get the same thing that we had yesterday, like a false breakout, that doesn't work, of course. So, look, if you want to, let's say, take a shot here, you can. The only thing is you need to accept the fact that, you need to put your stop loss somewhere below maybe today's low, because if it starts dropping lower, it could go even back down. So yeah, you need to kind of accept the fact that you might lose some money, but you only need to bet something that you're willing to lose. However, you know yourselves better. You know what to do, but you know your trading style. But hey, I would say one thing that this looks interesting for the upside, but excuse me, guys. This looks interesting for the upside, but we need, again, we need to see that daily candle to stay above this downside line at least. At the moment, yes, it is staying, but can it remain like there, for the rest of the day? So let's kind of, keep that in mind. AUDNZD, so this one's interesting because look at this. I mean, we're still holding above this hurdle, this 1.0755. I talked about this. And if we do fall below it, then yes, I'll go to the downside. I'll go lower towards my next target near the 1.0694. For the upside, I need to see a push above the 1.0883 at least in order to get high, to some higher levels. NZDJPY, look at this. Beautiful rebound again. So far, I'm just observing this one. Look, it's quite interesting, but I need that confirmation break above the 87.35 in order to go higher. For the downside, I need to see a break of this upside line. Pretty straightforward. And USDJPY, also still monitoring. Maybe Powell's speech will be the one that's gonna, do something here. But again, let's not rush into anything. First, let's wait for that confirmation break, and then we can, take advantage of a move. USDJPY, also waiting for this one. Look, I talked about this one a lot already. So 0.94, that's what I'm keeping an eye on for some downside. And another thing, look, we might be, and again, this is just me maybe trying to jump ahead of myself here. We might see something like this. Maybe, something like a triangle pattern. And if it is the case, then look at the I think this would be seen as a nice bearish pennant, because we have our pole to the downside here. We have the pennant, but we need that confirmation break here to the downside. I mean, in order to confirm this theory, because at the moment it's just a theory. Maybe it's gonna, maybe it's gonna go a little bit higher. Maybe it's gonna form like something of a ascending triangle. But then still, look, I mean, maybe it could do something like that, like a veg pattern, or it could still do like a channel, a rising channel. So there is still potential for the upside in the short run. But let's not exclude the fact that later on, overall, maybe this could be seen as a bearish indication. Okay, so now then, GBPUSD, guys, GBPUSD. I mean, look at this beauty. I'm not even putting any levels on this one because so far it's just working out beautifully. Look, I talked about this rising wedge pattern. I mean, and I talked about this 200-day EMA to keep an eye on it because, again, it's so far it's providing good resistance. Yeah, like if we stay below this 200-day EMA, and I'm still going to be aiming for this lower side of this rising wedge, guys. At the moment, it looks quite attractive, I would say. But if we do pop above the 200-day EMA, I'll go higher. This is going to be my upside scenario. If we remain below it, I'm going to go lower towards this lower side of the rising wedge. GBPCAD, guys, very quickly on that one, also quite interesting. Look, another false breakout. Another, just bear with me one moment. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I think my voice is going down a little bit, but hopefully, I think I still have a few pairs left, so I'll just finish those off and I'll go get some tea. Yeah, look, GBPCAD, it was fantastic. I mean, it still is fantastic, I think, in my opinion, because look, I mean, we did get a nice move to the upside. We got a false breakout, another one, but we still respected the upper side of this rising wedge pattern. So that means that, hey, maybe we could see that, decline again. Surely I would like to see that one, but again, the market maybe has its own tricks and yeah, up the sleeve. So that's why at the moment I'm taking it carefully. Look, I'm still considering that we might see some sort of like activity near the upper side of this rising wedge, but if again we get denied, we get rejected here. Let's say we do push again above this upper side, and we fail once again to stay above this upper side of the rising wedge, then this is going to be even a better indication for me that maybe we're ready for a bit of a move to the downside. EURCHF, so also beautiful. I just wanted to recap on this one because again I talked about this yesterday, and this is still within the triangle pattern here. So look, I need to see a clear breakout before kind of doing something about this one. So at the moment I'm just observing the price action, waiting for it to finish coiling up and then making a bigger move. EURJPY. EURJPY, look, we've moved lower, and so far this idea is working out because I said that if we fall below the, back below the 21-day EMA and we get rejected from this downside line, then yes, a move towards that 142.56 territory is required. The 100-day EMA is the one that I'm watching here as well. So yeah, look, I mean, there is still potential for some downside, and that's what I'm aiming for, and maybe, just maybe, this could work out perfectly like with the idea of USDJPY as well. Maybe like maybe the yen buying could resume. So if for example the equity markets start declining heavily, so yep, everybody might be jumping into something safer, like in this case the yen, and EURJPY for example could go lower. EURUSD, guys, look, I will stick to the same game plan, and I'll say that hey, I'm watching this range, and I need to see a clear breakout through one of these levels in order to consider the next short-term directional move. Until then, I'm just gonna look at this one and just observe the price action and not do anything and enjoy my life. But once it starts getting here or here, closer to one of the sides of this little range, now that's where I'm gonna probably stand off of my chair and wait for the next kind of big move to happen. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's it for the session. I do apologize for my voice a little bit today. So yeah, not the best sounding voice today, but hey, yeah, it happens. Anyway, thank you very much, guys, for watching and listening. I really appreciate your time, your views, your likes, your comments, guys. I really appreciate that. So if you want to catch me tomorrow morning, as always, at Matura's Espresso, that's 7 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful trading day. Stay safe, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.